World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back, folks, to what is going to be the conclusion of this series between Team Spirit Academy and Nemiga. It takes you to Sunnyside Mirage. That's where our final destination will be. And we're going to be looking at these two teams battle out tooth and nail to see which team will move on to Stage 2. Yeah, Starlighter I-League Shanghai Invitational. We nearly made a mess of that. We were so close. So close. Either way, it has been a pretty fun one. We've been taking it nice and casual, nice and slow, but we've been enjoying ourselves as well. We've been having a chat with some of you guys at home. We've been kind of just having a bit of fun with it, I guess is what we can say. And first things first, I see some Hellcase talk. Go get yourself your free case, code SLTV. You know what you to do. Free skin. Who turns down free skins? Come on. But you, like, man to man. Like, we all know that, right? That's the thing. I'm glad we can be on the same page here. But that out of the window. We're done with cases now. Waiting for one to conclude. I've not put audio on because I don't want block spam. That gets pretty intense otherwise. But the knife round will kick off in about 2 seconds. There we go. We timed it to a T. We're back. I'll give you a clue, Quasimo. Watch the ads, and you'll find out where. What a way to get you to watch an advert, right? Either way, everything looks like it is good. You guys can see the game. We can all hear the sounds. Nice peachy. Third map. Not sure the knife round holds too much merit here, if I'm honest. I'd like to see Nemiga start on their sneaky side again. I do think that would certainly help them out, but even then I think it's, you know, we're much more 60-40 in terms of how things will go. There is always the risk that Kalinka could explode, and if he does, then you're very worried. But it's that's a what if, and I don't really want to get too much into that. Either way, here we go. Things about to kick off with 5 sets of Kevlar for Nemiga. Not even going to pick up a kit, it's just all about the Kevlar for them. Which may well help them out, considering it is going to be a swift B play. Contact, but swift nonetheless. And it's this first shot comes through, that's when they're going to start to look on their running shoes and make that charging out, as it's going to be a fair few popping kills, but nothing actually coming through. Certainly hope that. He's still on fold. Yeah, there we go. Novell with the first, just as expected. The second looking likely. It's been Vicious. Finds the kill on Robo. MVS trying to respond from the bricks on short, but even then it's going to be a headshot for him, but nothing more, nothing less. The trades are thick and fast. Cyberfoot just trying to hold down Market, but he's quickly being overwhelmed by Luke, who's very hungry. Then goes for a slash. Left, right. Good night, Roman. Sent home. Pretty ideal start for Team Spirit as well, bear in mind. On their T side, getting a knife kill, money being made. Life's pretty good, right? Nemiga definitely going to be hungry to respond to that. Going to be Deagles and such. Especially this Deagle holding down through mid, and it does get a tag. A light shot on towards Luke, but fortunately, quite anything more happen. Blink already charging well and truly up short is going to be causing a bit of a ruckus with this UMP. Does find himself that third and thrag. Biding his time now, waiting patiently to see if anyone else will come his direction. You're up fairly far back, just looking to see if they can pick up an exit or two. There we go. The health bar has returned. Well, looking like he's going to jump up, make a little bit more money off Robo. Extra $600 added to the bank. The Cyber Focus is going to pick him off, but still, $600 is just that, $600. Still buy things with that. Force comes in, and unfortunately another one of a technical nature for Team Spirit. I'm loving this conversation right now between a few people in chat, basically discussing the fact that money is money. I agree with you. Money is money. If someone gives you 50 cent, you've still got plus 50 cent. It's much like if you're given a kill with an SMG. $600 is still $600. You believers in the 60-no dream. I mean, where do people actually lie on this game? What are your guys' opinions? Because I looked online, I looked at the odds, I looked at the statistics, I looked at all the past history that goes into this game. It didn't feel like it should have been this close. Is that a fair comment? I definitely feel like, especially with the substitutes in play, I do feel like Team Spirit should have been able to edge this one out a fair bit quicker. Arguably, with substitutes in play, their team play is going to be a little bit off, but it's Kalinka, it's Novell. I mean, they're both solid players. Either way, the round begins to get going. He comes in from the Deagle as they collapse on in from Connector. Romy try and capitalise on a quick picture of Palace. It's good for two, maybe even a third. Romy just find one on his own, but the kill off his own back doesn't really cause too many issues as he can't do anything else or even help his team. Most of them are pretty much dead and they all eventually will end with the same fate. It does go 3-0 in favour of Team Spirit, but this is the big one. Nemiga finally can afford to buy. They can get themselves an AWP to play with on Cyber Focus. Ultimately, it is good life for them. Fingers crossed they can make it work, though. That's going to be the harsh reality that comes setting home. If they crumble in this round, then you're setting Team Spirit up for the perfect 5-0 start, and that's where things are a little bit more awkward. The game starts to become a little bit more cut and dry than originally expect, considering just how tight this best of 3 has been, even though it does go against everything that we, well, at least I personally thought would happen. Predictions are just that, predictions. Flashes come out. Gonna see if they can get out on towards the site itself. Check short at all, which is a bit of a rookie mistake. MVS able to capitalise on that with his own. Hitmouse still tucked in the corner. It's good for 2 frags because, again, he's been left completely unchecked. Then Vicious can actually find 1 in return, but a little bit late to the party. Roman has already rotated in. He can throw a flash for his teammate. They should know he's banned, but he's so desperate for the short kill that it leaves him completely alone. Luke now isolated on the site himself, but he will not go down without a fight. Swinging his way through will force it frantically towards Roman, but not long before Robo gets up on short. Definitely a messy round though for both teams. I mean, not checking angles, ignoring angles in some cases that should have been almost certainly fed back to you by your team. I mean, communication is key within Counter-Strike. Above every layer of the game, whether it's aim, tactics, always comes communication. Cyberfocus still hungry for a mid pick, spots that one. Unaware there's a player trying to see if they could find their way up through short, but it doesn't matter because he's going to fall back anyway towards mid boxes, see if he can scramble for that AWP. Rampush comes in. Bobby give him the trade and doubles down for a second as well. Roman. An awkward fight. One that he was expecting to be able to trade, but he just crumbled right in the making of it. Cyberfocus giving himself up. Connector standing in the smoke of his own making. Vicious now just going to look to bolster the connector defense, and from there then slowly but surely work his way on towards the site. Hitmouse sat behind that smoke, but he's not really going to be too much of a shock. This one with 2 players remaining, no one's going to be a shock to Team Spirit. They have enough time to work things out, wait for the kills to come their way. It's exactly how things unfold. MDS and Hitmouse both walking into the crosshair of their opposition, allowing the engagements to happen to the Team Spirit terms. Already a pretty solid mid pick coming in from Luke. Pistols aren't really going to be able to break the distance needed to contend with that AWP. Might have a chance on the site though against these rifles. That's especially where the likes of Roman will come in with his deagle as he holds the headshot angle on the exit. Robo will strike with a CZ onto a trap, but unfortunately because you've not cover connector, Kalinka can basically run a riot with that UMP. Ruckus in by Luke still as he just pins down from top boxes. Second kill for him overall, and a third really should be off the table as Hitmouse likely won't reface it. Instead, odds are he's going to die to Rami from behind. And just trying to escape, see if he can tempt fate somewhat. That's unfortunate. Where Hitmouse will lose his life. Push comes in from short. Robo ready to see if he can take that contact peek with the smoke. Very unfortunate. Can't push through it, but it's a ballsy move. Luke has his crosshair locked in right on him. VS going to take the fight either way. It's going to prompt Robo and Co to continue to charge up through top boxes, but Luke is taking them down. Whips out the pistol, finally overwhelmed. Not long before he was able to equalize the scenario and make it 3 for 3. Adding to the mix will be the fact the bomb is going to go down on the site. Romy is already butting heads on short as he takes down Roman. Cyberfocus was able to trade with the AWP he picked up from top mid. Even with that said, he needs a rifle because he's got to get down and dirty if they want to win this round. Pavel tucking in towards bench. Using the peek. Should know, ideally, that at least one player is coming through short. Cyberfocus is actually going to be spotted, and they both peek in tandem, in fact. Team Spirit, team play. And then with a bit of an excellent infused nature up to 6. Again, another slow and steady round though for Nemiga. Cyberfocus actually able to land his contact mid-peak. Kalinka is going to exchange blows with him, still hungry for more, but this top mid-smoke is somewhat problematic. Yeah, be able to play through that. Pretty solid mid-smoke will come out, then a molly towards short. Gives him a bit more control towards the connector direction if he wants to abuse it. Smart move from Nemiga to take ramp control here as well. That gives them a lot of information to work with. Well, the timing could be quite painful. Romy realizes what's going on. Certainly be caught off guard, but you could see him just moving his crosshair from left to right, swaying between the push, Palace and ramp, but he was a little late to the party. Eventually allow Roman to catch off Kalinka on the rotate. On being dropped back in T-spawn. Will force Novell to make the push out through connector. Basically try and squash him in towards ramp now, but this is such a tough fight to make. The smoke means that Roman could just hold the right hand side of it or even focus on ramp. No matter what happens, even with a flash from Novell, it's going to be a tough duel. But he walks on through. It's a good flick, but the flick was too low. Shooting him in the feet, in fact, his toes. Not one's needing the love bites. Novell with the smoke down towards CT. MDS. Please stopping him from going so comfortably, but the bomb was picked up. They're running towards B. Novell, his job was to basically just bait them out, keep them sticking on the A site for as long as possible, and that's what we're seeing here. They're expecting, because of that smoke, them still to be sight. That's a good 20 seconds. Or even 15, but still could have been bought. The bomb goes down towards B, so the whole ruse is completely figured out. But makes it a 2v2 retake, which is still better than the that play on the site. Aggressive peek coming in for his teammate there. Romy, ballsy move. Hitmass left all alone. Peeks towards Apps, walks into the cross and Novell, and that's a headshot he'll land. Fortunately, a game that's been plagued by technical issues. Neither of these teams have really been able to sit too comfortably for long without calling a pause, a TeamSpeak issue or a PC issue, whatever it may be. I'll answer this question real quick, just because we've got time. Someone says, at Caster, what is your favourite pro CSGO team after these new roster changes? Mine is FaZe. By the way, do you think FaZe at its roster's peak at the moment? No way in hell are they at their peak. They're on a honeymoon period from being a brand new roster. But they're going to slowly, hopefully, build up and become a true wrecking force. You've got two players who are already legends within CSGO, and potential is currently not within their peak, but certainly is ready to be tapped. So if FaZe can figure out how to use those two legends, Guardian and Olafmeister, while also channeling Nico, as Nico goes on his run to become the best player in the world, then you've got a truly tough team to figure out. Potentially one of the best teams in the world if everything goes to plan. So FaZe and SK really are going to be having an interesting bout at the end of 2017. But that said, enough about European CS. Still here over at the CIS region. 7-1 up against Nemiga. Robo ready to see if he goes for a bit more of an aggressive move out towards Palace. The target painted on the neck. He'll find the kill. It's going to be an AK-47 picked up. The connector, meanwhile, is going to be taking Kalinka. Find the trade. The frag looking likely, but MDS doing a pretty good job in jungle just to sneak in before that molly begins to turn on away. Fizzling out in CT. He's going to lose his head. Going to put that round nicely to the hands of Team Spirit. Set up now for the CT side, and aggression comes in from Ramp. Cyberfocus through his teammate will get himself a kill. Then Vicious ready to push up through short, but things are still heating up over on towards the A site right now. As we see a kill come out from Then Vicious, as Jewel coming in towards the tip of the mid. Then Vicious struggling, but Robo overwhelming. Roman on the site itself, trying to see if he can survive. 3 players pushing at him from 3 separate angles. Molly comes out to force him away. It does enable things to go 1-for-1 as he will lose his life. Ooh, a very, very close frag grenade. 2 HP. What Fenvicious is on, but a nice molly once again. to slow down the round. The tempo being broken to almost a halt. Hitmouse now having to step through connector with no information on where that second player could be. He's aware of the fact that he's likely jungle, but he has no idea if he's going to drop down or anything like that. He can hear for the sound cue on the drop itself, but until then, he could be wrapped in any of those corners. He could be to the right of jungle, to the left. He could actually be in jungle. He now hears his drop down, but it's almost baiting his time out. Finvicious could have just waited. There, he'll smoke off bomb. This gives him a fighting chance. A molly towards ramp as well. But he misses his molly. That means Luke can hold it. Ultimately, that's going to be just another round for Team Spirit. Can't help but feel like ST are getting to a more ballsy nature of play now. The way they just charge out through ramp with no care in the world. Even with an AWP like Cyber Focus to pick them off, they just have no respect for that play. They just take the pushes, they take the duels, and they still win out the clutches. Even when the clutches are somewhat a bit awry, you didn't need to peek there from bottom connector. Once you make the sound cue that you drop down, you're such a huge pain that he has to check for you. He can't just sit on that bomb. Even if he smokes it, he can't just sit there, because you've got two players who will easily, comfortably, whatever you want to say. There's so many adjectives you use to describe that situation. They'll deal with you. Is at least going to be some kills out towards B. He's down by the SMGs. The pistols then try and find some trades. Kalinka towards Van, surviving a little longer than he should have, but it's going to be traded finally by Robo. But that's not before Finvicious can then do his work with his AK-47, leading us back to a 2-for-2. Still standing on the site, tucked in the corner. He's about to be taken down by Finvicious, who walks around the corner. The plant now is almost certain. They are going to try and bait out a peek, but eventually they're just going to go for it nice and comfortably. There's nothing really Roman can do. That plant spot isn't exposed to apps. Jump, and they actually get double peek there. Without even it being planned, Luke just went for the jump spot, and Finvicious actually took the duel. Buy-up comes back in either way. Double up setup still in place. Cyber Focus and Robo, the pressure mounting up on those two individuals' heads right now. Oh, this is going to be hard for them to handle. One player on A. Roman. Never have I seen a player with so much on his shoulders right now. He's going to feel like the world is crushing down on him. He's got so much to do. He tries to spray, but he crumbles. Only one kill for him. Cyber Focus now holding the cross, but laid completely blind by a flash molly combo that is perfect from Team Spirit. That man is burning alive. Smokes himself off to at least be able to survive, but the push is still coming in. They have connector control, jungle control. It's all falling to pieces. Novell. Another frag. They don't check stairs. You should know someone should be stairs. MDS. A crucial mistake. A deep nade in towards CT. Hitmo's down to 40. A second nade landing to do an extra 5 HP. A molly. Forcing him back to even 26. Cyber Focus waiting to face, but a smoke completely blocking off ramp. Finally a pick comes in. Romy, molly in hand, ready to throw on towards the bomb to hold back that defuse. They block him out though. They take him down ramp, but Luke wants to win this one out himself. Gonna go aggressive with the orb. Hitmouse knows that he's got a problem. Knows he can't just get on that bomb because of how close he is. Luke just gonna dance around. Hitmouse trying to spray, but that bomb is ticking. Only time will tell. But this round is won. Hit comes out. Luke with the AWP doing absolute wonders in the way he's able to dance around that site. Team Spirit up to 11, and rightfully so. They are running circles, quite literally, around Nemiga. Really struggling at this point on Mirage. Evidently so. I want to double check their Mirage stats. Yeah, Mirage is actually Nemiga's third most played map in the last 3 months. And it's actually above Train in terms of their win rate performance. That's what the interesting thing about Train was. Train was their... trying to think of... Before I mess up my English again. Mirage was actually, or Train, sorry, was their worst map over the period of the last 3 months, with Mirage coming in at a close second before Cobble, Overpass, and Inferno. It's been a very hectic period, but I think it's such a small sample size, really. I mean, you're looking at 9 maps, that's not much in terms of win rate, but I guess it's a small picture nonetheless. Blinker face first into a connector. Neville double dipping. Yes. Roman, a man with a dream. He's praying the deagle shot will land, and as in Nico finally unleashes itself as he does get fragged. Not long before, Romy will go hunting from out ramp, however, as Robo should be able to come in from behind. Ready to slay with an MP9. Romy nearly flicked him. Oh, that could have been painful. But it didn't come through. Robo now given a genuine chance to impact the round as he makes it a 2 for 2, catching off the player rotating through short. Nice pick from Luke though as he holds the angle. Leaving it all on the shoulders of Roman once again. Holds towards short. Another frag for Luke, meaning it's a double kill for him in the round, and his passive play with Yorp adapts to the situation. Exactly what it is, the way he's holding market. And looks from bench down through short. Really just reads the situation perfectly. Flash comes in towards mid. That's going to buy time for Robo. Oh. Sprays Kalinka down to 12 HP, but doesn't close in with the kill. Kalinka actually picks up an AWP off the back of that because of just how low he's actually been put down to. Romy holding for a push. Connector about to be very heavily contested. Yes, the chance to go huge. Kalinka through the smoke with the trade frag. Still hungry for Robo will be Kalinka. Because he's so damn low, it's such an easy frag for Robo to find, finishing him off when he originally started early on into the round. Cyberfocus gets to pick up his own on towards Luke, and things start to look up. This could be the second. Or Nemiga stopping. It was looking like a disastrous 14.5, one of the disappointing CT side halves of the series. Nemiga comeback. An interesting statement to be hearing. I'm not sure if I 100% agree with it just yet. I mean, that's the second round of this game. They have a lot more to do. I think Team Spirit have already adopted the balls to the wall strategy more than anything else, so certainly got to be seeing how that second half goes. They'll need a pistol at absolute worst case. I think they need a pistol at the start already, but I mean, it's a good start at least. Close out this half. Roman with the pick towards ramp. MDS could well find himself the double underpass again, repeating that previous round. Then Vicious is going to be caught out. Roman going to respond, but responds nonetheless as Robo off Lavelle. Sniper focus on towards Luke. It all looks like things chins up. Nemiga, they're feeling a little bit more positive. Second half to define themselves the final 2 rounds. They have a long way to go. Real long and hard slog if they want to bring this one back. Got a feel for Keeper right now as well, bear in mind. Keeper is Nemiga's coach. What does he do in these scenarios, right? Oh, in a half like that, it's incredibly difficult. But the second half could certainly make a change. Hopefully he can come in, really fix things in this halftime break as well, which you can clearly see both teams making use of. Just to talk things through. I imagine Team Spirit on the flip side are just going to be having a conversation that consists of, right, here's what we got to do. Let's just finish this, get pistol, close it out. If we don't get pistol, it's whatever. We'll just get on the buy and then we'll just get the job done. They know they're, right now, the by far stronger team. That's what's at least shown itself on this map, and that's something that you can certainly not read into too much, but take into account the fact that it's 12-3. It's going to be 4 pieces of Kevlar and a utility play of Hitmouse, Molotov, and 2 flashes. While the CT side of Team Spirit going for a standard 4 Kev, 1 kit. There you go. It's either going to be a rush B or a contact B. One of the two. Well, and Fanvicious both going to face into it, however, which could make this a bit more of a painful contact B, depending on how things unfold. Mouse, of course, lining up the flash to go nice and high. The push comes in. Adele looking for that back. Completely loses his head very early on. Robo killing towards Fanvicious makes things look even up. More so. Ooh, MDS. Glad we kept our eyes drawn towards you because you landed a spicy shot on towards Luke. Leaving us in such a brutal 2 versus 4. But we've seen worse in the past. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is, of course, Spirit after all. We've had a bit of a field day all of that first half. But with Robo's kill, I think that may well put the nail in the coffin for Remy now, because he can't land a single shot. Trying to find the lead in the haystack, but his USP is not doing him favours. Nemiga with a pistol. Not going to call it a saving grace, but you got to start somewhere. Time beginning to roll down. With a mid presence forced in by Cyber Focus. Luke will have the head of MDS ripped right off. A simple AK to be picked up though. So already the end of the world. Okay, what are you? Alright, you're trying to get the gun. Oh, I see what you're trying to do here, but there was a long way to go about it. Basically just trying to make the gun a little bit more unobtainable. Of course, just being on pistols. Slowly but surely one that punishes the CT side as Fanvicious peeks out from window, quickly to be slain. Luke, Novell all joining the party. Many a body hits the deck and ultimately it stacks up to a 5 wide body pile. And Nemiga certainly are happy to be creating. To get themselves to 5 rounds of their own as well, which again, I'm going to keep referring to it as a strong start. Need to see Team Spirit on their first buy. I mean, I talked about it. If they drop the pistol, that's going to be the next step for them. It's going to be just waiting for that first buy, and that's when they look to end it. Bear in mind, they're on 12 rounds. They're so close to ending it. You know, they break the economy of Nemiga, for example. That's already 2 rounds picked up for them. Already puts them on 14. So there's a real long way for Nemiga to go, and I think that's a bit of a realist viewpoint, but it's certainly a viewpoint you have to have right now. It's going to be a good mid play, though. Molly in towards connector and window does force back any players. The more it sticks around will likely die to these SCPs. Blinker having to reface off the back of that Molly, splitting up those players means that, well, his impact is somewhat nullified. Tommy and Novell both completely apart as well, meaning it's going to be plenty of 1v1s. And the Hitmouse will win, and Novell will Cyber Focus to be on the losing side. Even though it doesn't really matter, Novell can't really do much more because, well, he's being hunted by many a man, including Robo, who actually get credit for it and the money as well. An extra $600 put in the bank for him. Again, a reminder, as the flag seems to be a common question right now. It's a Belarusian flag because Nemiga are a Belarusian team. I believe every single player is Belarusian. That is the correct word, I think, Belarusian. I would Google it, but maybe I'm more Russian. If someone could let me know, it was Belarusian, right? That or I'm butchering their nationality, of which I apologise. Okay. I think it is. Nice close ramp play from Romeo. Let's not skip over that. Luke playing to the gap of the smoke. Ooh, Cyber Focus with the crouch. What a way to save your life. Wait, Sitting out towards Shadow, will slowly peek back towards the site. Volley will land. Stop from Vicious from dropping, which is actually pretty important because it means Kalinka now has no support. Has to sit and connect it all alone, but Hitmouse turns his back. If Kalinka gets away, this is disastrous, and Vicious is going to be faced down by MDS, and that is a saving grace because it does mean the advantage is still held by Nemiga. But that's about it, really. He's going to be such a thorn in their side on jungle. It does open up for a B-side take, though, as Novell is going to be all alone. Anchor, what can he do? He knows the push is coming his way. Does he know how deep they are in the site? I mean, Kalinka does. Oh, cyber focus. You really got to hit those. Oh, Roman, buddy. You've had a big whiff. The USB comes out. Roman will still take him down. But Kalinka fills in the gaps. Robo now trying to see if he can capitalize on that mistake to swing on through short. Kalinka with the flash. Doesn't blind him. Robo able to find that kill. Thanks for that. 20 seconds left. It's a 1v1. The Robo is staring. Nowhere near him. Yeah, I think Belarusian is wrong, and it's Belarusian. I don't know why I thought it was Belarusian. I probably heard it at some point and picked it up. But I think Belarusian is what that's supposed to be pronounced. Probably spelt the same way too. As always, I'll just say pronunciation is hard. Jokes aside though, definitely interesting to see that Team Spirit are able to pick up their 13th, and this is where it kind of begins now. They win out this round, that it is going to be a bristle T-side. Rami just being very careful about his approach from Shadow. Kalinka covering his teammate from Pallet anyway, just to at least shoulder peek for the information. Of course, they are prepared for a smoke execute to come through. Not really expecting it though, considering the decisions being made by Nemiga, which is, right, we're going to force the A-split with the 2 players connector. Team Spirit kind of had that figured out though. They've got 2 players sitting either side. That's a tough cookie for them to crack. But phase at kind of awkward time. Luke with a scout. That's a very nice shot to fire, but Roman getting so close. We had to gobble him right up. Romy creeping out. Cause a problem. But again, trades. A game that Nemiga are more than happy to play. They do hold the advantage, bear in mind. Plant can then come in. The CT smoke will eventually fade. But in the nick of time, Cyber Focus can still move over. Roman, a headshot on towards Vicious. Means it all comes down to one man and one man alone. Sad part is he can't even smoke the bomb. He can smoke his way to the bomb, but that's about it. Robo will still spray him down anyway. The edge of that smoke still being very vulnerable to those rifles. That said, it's a pretty big round for Nemiga to find, because instead of Team Spirit breaking the Nemigan economy, all it does is mean that Nemiga's economy themselves is actually looking much more positive. They've got Mac 10s in play here as well, which could certainly have a field day against these pistols. The Spirit are the team with nothing to spend. They've opted for the 4th point due to just how weak their economy was. Ooh, 3 quick kills. That's that one pretty much wiped away. I mean, there's no chance in hell Romy and Novell can bring this one back now at a significant disadvantage like this. And they're spraying down through mid with the Deagle. Romy actually got a headshot on towards Hitmouse, but it still leaves Novell all alone. Fires a shot. Wait, what? He should never get both of those kills. Oh no, thankfully Roman is underpass, and that is going to be a round that goes Nemiga's way, but a distant reality, a very distant one, but a reality nonetheless. Novell actually proves us all wrong and wins that. Those rounds are the ones that I love as well, because you can generally hear just the general shock in my voice. Like, it's not even a... You don't say it, it just kind of happens. You just kind of hear the absolute confusion. Because when you are watching it, you're just like, wait, what? But CZ at range sometimes can surprise you. Game that is still a struggle. As a high flash comes in towards mid. Push comes in, Kalinka finding one, but just as we go to see what's going on, he loses his head. Simple as that, 2 kills to be claimed by Team Spirit. An AK to be upgraded, 2 Cyber Focus going for the peak. Take down Luke. Roman was able to take down Fishes as well, nullifying a lot of the weaponry that was parked towards the top of mid. Meaning we're back to just P250s. Romy lurking over on towards A. Vel in towards ladder room. He'll be a lot more closer to the action as he will have heard that switch taking place in underpass. Smoke as well, certainly being called. Trying to see if they take a few players out. Roman in a risky spot because he could be converged on by these 2 CT players, but you can see Neville also clocking onto the fact that this is likely a B play. Quite predictable. Nemiga are trying to do. Thankfully, it still is just 2 P250s, no Kevlar, no utility. Their name. But it shouldn't be too worrying. Molly can force the movement, eventually leaves Neville completely off guard. Plant will come through. With that, likely, the round will go hand in hand. Up to 9 though for Nemiga, which is starting to get a lot closer than expected. Yeah, set up in ramp as well. The smoke's coming out, stairs, CT, deep jungle. I've got a close CT hold though. Kalinka filling up the boxing, we'll find one, goes to hold down spray. Romy there to support it. Kalinka turns around, spindles on towards the head of Robo. Continues to spin, more kills come through. Luke and Vicious adding to the pile. That's a kill individually for them. Team Spirit able to etch themselves out their 14th once and for all. A rough buy from Nemiga now to be forced. For the most part though, it will still be 5 rifles, I imagine. Just Galils, unfortunately. Deep frag grenade comes through to ramp just to try and hold back any sort of push that comes in, but the real target, of course, is going to be this beast like Roman, looking to go very aggressive very early on. Gets a dink on towards Novell as he's caught jumping. Throws a frag grenade and a molly in retrospect. Realizing that if he didn't, he was going to die, so quickly responds to his problem. But then ends it all anyway, so kills himself. I mean, that's just awkward at this point. You know, his play was smart. He exactly did. He needed to think back upon his jump and go, right, I've just been dinked. Now I need to throw a molly or a frag grenade or something to stop them from just chasing me down and ending me there and then. I'm guessing just took a tick of his own molly, and that was, you know, that killed him. After all, he was dinked. So tough scene indeed. But after that happened, it's just kill after kill that's come through. Hitmouse and MDS both creating a bit of a stir. MDS with a double kill into the round, just causing such an issue. All Team Spirit, as they just haven't been able to hold anything at all. The entire B site has been ripe for the picking. Romy now parked in CT. Hitmouse about to duel him. Bomb has been planted. He's going to walk on down. Romy just going to be holding the angle. Hitmouse going to be testing the, can he check his angles, and yeah, he can. Not quite a headshot, but a simple frag nonetheless. It's the Nemiga 4 rounds the difference now. Just 2 for Team Spirit to take the win. Looking like we're going to see 2 A smokes maybe? The latter end of this one, with a mid split coming in. Nemiga taking this one a little slower though. Romy more than happy to play into that with his aggression. Bear in mind, Nemiga should be fully aware of the situation of Team Spirit and their economics that are lying within their team profile right now, which is, well, it's got a few things written all over it. For a start, we're struggling against misses. Secondly, we're starting to allow this comeback to happen. And thirdly, and most importantly, we have no money to spend half the time. A few factors that are becoming very painful indeed for the Spirit Academy lineup to contend with. Time is ticking on down. No push has been made, but they have already lost a life of Kalinka. They aren't really going to be able to find many more opportunities when these pushes come through. Romy contemplating to get aggressive once again, and Robo kind of holding for it. Shows a bit of skin, and that's where Robo's going to strike. Roman, a pick for him as well, and towards Luke, and the round starts to fall away. Good pick for MDS, obviously. Bit of flare into things, but it is still going to be Novell looking for an exit. Nemiga will be just 3 now away from equalizing things. Another buy once again though for Team Spirit. It was pretty much the only buy round they've actually been able to pick up so far on the CT side has come down to plays from Kalinka. Moving from just 12 to 14 proved to be such a tough ask. Now we hold, we wait patiently to see once again if they can respond up against the pushes on this T side. Pop mid smoke, molly and connector. Pretty standard stuff. Luke just holding for any sort of short play that comes in. Mid smoke does miss, which should play into the hand of Luke here, and he's going to contemplate pushing off the back of that, but I think Hitmouse was kind of holding for the jump peak just in case. So far, both teams adapting to each other fairly well, reading the situation. Rolls in front of their eyes with relative ease. Romy, aware that Connector is now vulnerable though, wants to be very careful, doesn't want to be too deep into the site. Knows he can leave Kalinka ramp and perhaps go and help jungle, or even just sit deep in CT. Crossfire's going to be tested though. That bomb is going to come towards the A ramp. 3 players in tow. Hitmouse playing solo in connector. Peeked upon by Romy. Ambitious for a double kill here, but Hitmouse is going to have his head right off. Meaning the pressure really builds on towards Romy. Out on the site, holding for Roman. The Famous does nothing, not even a bare dink. Allows for the plant. Ultimately leaves Lavelle in a risky 1v3. Cyber Focus having his life. Simple as that. Nemiga, 12-14. Kind of glad that Team Spirit called a pause, because I've bitten my tongue with the phrase choking the entire best of 3. I really have. It's not been said once. But it's now a good time to bring it out. I just want to refer you to the scoreboard. What a game. I mean, just look at how that first half went. And then in comparison, look at how this second half has gone. if that doesn't show the lack of CT depth for either of these teams, I don't know what will. I don't want to go as far to say tactical depth on a whole, because I do believe it's only on the CT side. We are seeing very, albeit simple stuff, and it is basics, but we are seeing still very apparent team play on the T side. So it's not like they don't know how to play tactically, but both of these teams have looked to abuse each other when playing on the T sides, and it's been something that's been paramount this entire best of 3. Pistols getting aggressive in ramp. See if they can catch a few players off guard, but smart read from Robo and Co. just to walk away. I think that's something, again, I do give respect to Nemiga for, is acknowledging these pistols and the range they're looking to play into. So that all the fights they've taken have all been so far away. I mean, you see that there, for example, distance from short through connector. And it's not even in connector, they're kind of into the top of the connector side of things. So they're so far away. Makes it tough for these pistols to win. Sure, they go 1-for-1, but it's still some butts. Kalinka with his rifle, the only player that stands out from the crowd as a bit of a different weapon. Robo at least trading. Take down Nova, who's parked on the site. All a big giant ruse though. Bomb is out. Robo is out in CT. And frag after frag, problem after problem. Luke and Finvicious are going to be left in either a retake scenario or very likely a save. I think that AWP is a big win for them. Big fish to catch. And that is going to be the case, yeah. They've confirmed, basically decided to save. Have to be careful. Robo could hear the steps in jungle and feedback back to his team that they are, you know, around that portion of the map. That could prompt a bit of a hunt, but at the end of the day, they don't really care about hunting for Fenvicious. I think they more so will be wanting Luca as the AWP. That CZ is nothing. Good ult shot from Cyber Focus, playing to the top mid smoke. It was put in by getting on top of those boxes and forcing the window engagement. We're already putting Spirit lineup at a disadvantage. Romy getting his feet forward as he gets aggressive in towards A Palace. Trying to see if he can find himself a pick or two to work with. But nothing will come of it so far. It's just map control. Something that still is a pretty big win for Team Spirit, but arguably they need a little bit more. He play the chance that he could get us some big kills though if he pushes up more. I mean, MDS is going to walk into his crosshair. That's one, but I think at this point he has to fall back. That could stop and tide over this A push that was coming through. Quite sure, it depends on how Robo's push plays out. Need to be thrown right at his feet. That's going to do a lot of damage. Knocks him down to 43 HP. Romy still stuck up in Palace, but at this point I think he's happy days. Gets the headshot on towards Robo. Finally can drop on down and feel a little bit safer. Meanwhile, Roman has cleared out the B site in its entirety. Those the odds are that someone will be trapped in towards market, and that's pretty clear. Hence the smoke and the flash. Crosshair almost dead set on Fenvicious, but neither can take a shot as the smoke is acting as the perfect shroud. And re-smokes it. Fenvicious even turning, expecting a flash, or then backing away. Roman unsure of his position exactly, but respecting the fact that smoke could be pushed. Also going to hear the jumps and such. Hitmouse wins a duel of his own towards short. Real engagement. The real beauty of this round has been between Roman and Fenvicious. The two re-smokes that came in but just enough time to push them back. Nemiga, thanks to that, will go 14-14 and be level-headed going into this 29th round of this best of 3. Exit frags now being hunted for. A different price to play for, but price nonetheless. Of an economical nature. Things will go 1-for-1. Hitmouse able to find a kill on towards Romy. It's vicious. Exits towards CT. May lose his head, has to be careful. Somewhat spotted out, but no headshot to be found today. But still, a kill is a kill. The money. Team Spirit heavily affected, so they have to force up everything they can. It's not half bad, but the utility is the concerning point. Only really 2 players with too much to scream about. The rest, Kalinka and Fenvicious, have a smoke, which is arguably the only real piece that matters. But the flashes could certainly prove to be a bit of a sour point, because they have been using them a fair bit to create their engagements. Roman, already such a good start. I think the same mid-aggression and underpass as well. We want some clarity into the fact that it's been cleared. MDS has been spotted. Kalinka jumping, making it almost a confirmation for MDS's eyes that he was there. But MDS decides to keep committing to that spray instead of potentially just backing away. The jump that didn't need to come through, but he wanted the information. Kalinka wanted to be able to give something back to his team. Well, now playing solo on B. Be very, very antsy about a push coming his way. A good defensive smoke, but after he exhausts that, all he's got left is the molly. Luke at least returning fire down towards mid with a pick from the AWP. Robo and Hitmouse will look to gear up together and be the 2 aggressive forces of this T side, and that's exactly how things unfold. Romy losing his life very early on into this A play. Flash comes out off the corner now. Flash to go deep jungle as well, highlighting the lack of flashes to Team Spirit to play with a good molly, but they're already through. It's not going to do enough to hold them back. A molly towards CT, if anything, will just act as flames to blind off Novell. As it's a 4 versus 2, 15 seconds on the clock. They have to sprint out of the site and get the plant. Coming towards short, out of the connector will be Luke, but he can't deny anything. And knows the smoke will block him off. That bomb will go down. Luke will die, and Nemiga will stand 15-14 above their opponents. After a 12-3 half, they now fight for overtime. The perseverance from Nemiga, something that you truly can't credit enough. Words cannot describe just how dedicated they've been, how much they've refused to back down. We didn't give them enough credit as this game unfolded, but it went from a start to a very real possibility. That's something we could say now at 15-14. P90 on Kalinka. No utility on that CT lineup at all. It's 1 flash and 1 smoke. Guns above all else is sure a priority. But there is a line, and a very thin line now as well. Team Spirit, they're going to pay for that. An execute, for example, could simply crush them. There are so many options that could simply break them. Contact beginning to be created from underpass. Roman looking to see if he can find himself that first kill. Baiting out the one and only smoke that Team Spirit have to play with. At this point, Nemiga, they group up. They start to head over on towards the A site. The site has been so good to them all game long. Evident by the scoreboard right now. Just take a look at those rounds. Both teams securing a 12-3 half. Molly comes down on towards window, trying to force Luke back towards the A side of things. Fenvicious ready to face from short. MBS slowly advancing. Drops down, ready to bite in towards connector. If he kills Kalinka, the round potentially could be over, but Kalinka's P90. Be enough to allow him to survive somewhat. Molly's a smoke, so blocking him off will allow for a plant. At that point, Summer Focus withdraws to ramp, and the round gets that whole little bit more complex. Luke at least with a kill on towards Roma makes things doable. And advantageous. Team Spirit, it has to be said, it's a 4v3. But they've got to make the push work. Summer Focus cautious of ramp. Watches for the stair peak, sees Kalinka's presence. Nemiga finding himself a pick thanks to Robo. Clever Focus starting to strike. That's another pick for him in his AWP. Hitmouse playing close to the site off of Firebox. Luke in a 1 versus 1. Pushes on in, but Luke will find it in just the nick of time to go for a long defuse. Does he have enough? There's no kit. It's all over thanks to no kit. That is devastating to Team Spirit. An economy stretched so thin that thanks to forcing him to push around Firebox instead of just taking the straight up duel, those 2 seconds make all the difference. Nemiga, they take this series 2-1, this final map 16-14, in a comical way to end it. Honestly, no words to describe that. That is so hard to watch, but Team Spirit, they're going to have to bite the bullet and get on over it at the end of the day. Move on. Whatever the next game it is they have to play. I'll tell you one thing for sure though, their run through this qualifier is over. Perhaps a second chance. Who knows? But for now, spot in stage 2 will be gifted to Nemiga. They are going to join the ranks of Flipside, Team Spirit, many another talented team, trying to see if they can survive and get themselves a spot in the coveted Shanghai Invitational. That said, of course, this is just one part of today. We have another best of 3 coming up very soon. Pro 100 versus Team Good Job. I hope you've enjoyed my coverage of that best of 3. I'll be back with you soon for the second game in a few moments' time.
CS.Money, a new service for trading your skins. Tired of all the skins piling up in your inventory? With CS.Money, trading got faster and safer than ever. Now you can just sign in to our website, choose the skins from your inventory and those you want to get from a broad variety. Confirm the trade and rejoice in your new skins. CS.Money, the best service for trading your skins.
E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2, make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO, guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.